at the end of the day, it's how you leave them, folks. Yeah. Hello and welcome to FTTR, I'm Ewan McQuaid, and it has come and gone. Extreme Rules has passed, and oh my, what a inconsequential show, yet what a sort of show that I really want to talk about. It's very weird. I wasn't expecting this when I put on Extreme Rules this morning. But yeah, overall, I thought this was a pretty good show for WWE. I really enjoyed the majority of this card. But yeah, like I said in the intro, it is how you leave them, folks, and that ending was weird, damaging, and quite stupid. So let's just start with the bottom of the card. I did not watch the pre-show. I'm sure the match between Liv Morgan and Carmella was pretty great. But we'll start off with the main card, which started with a 6-man tag between The New Day, Bobby Lashley, and Omos, and AJ Styles, obviously. But Omos is the one you should care about. He's the big guy. Now, I thought this was a terrific open. I thought it was fast-paced. I thought it went a lot longer than I thought it was going to. And it went a lot differently than I thought it was going to. I just naturally assumed AJ Styles or Xavier Woods would be taking the pin in this match. But no, it sort of went really quick. There were a lot of hot tag sequences. Everyone sort of got a moment to shine. And there were some really cool spots in this match. Perhaps my favourite, and as much as Omos is a very, very uncharismatic man, he got an incredible spot when Kofi did sort of a springboard trust fall over Big E, and Omos just slapped him in the chest, it sounded like. It was really cool, that bit. But the ending sequence sort of came when the rest of the New Day had been eliminated, and it was just Big E against the other team. And miscommunication, because of course AJ Styles went for a phenomenal forearm, missed, Bobby Lashley hot tags in, spears AJ by accident, big ending, 1, 2, 3. Made Big E look really cool. He got a really cool sort of, celebration sequence with the New Day. And he got an ongoing story throughout the night with Bobby Lashley, which sets up a match between the two on Raw this week, opening the show. That's not having a clean finish, is it? Definitely not. Next matchup we got was the Usos versus the Street Profits in a tag team match. And this didn't live up to the hype I was hoping. I thought it was a bit too slow at the beginning. It really got going in sort of the last 5 minutes, and that's something that I really feel about this show, is the last sequences of most of these matches were awesome. And yeah, this match just didn't really hit the mark for me. I thought it was good, but not as good as the two teams in the ring can do. I felt like with this being Extreme Rules, it needed a stipulation. We'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, the finish came when the Usos hit a stereo splash on Montez Ford, who did an incredible dive over the corner ring post. That looked sick. But yes, he got double splashed, pinned, bad ribs and all. 1, 2, 3, Usos retain. And I think that's the right thing to do. And I'll get into some of my grievances with the Bloodline stuff later on. But I think you have to have them as a coherent unit. I just think it's really cool. You can sell all that merch. T-shirt looks quite cool. Next up, we had Charlotte Flair versus Alexa Bliss. I don't know why I laughed at that, because yeah, it's how you leave them, folks. And the end of this match really sort of took away from what was a pretty decent encounter between the two. I don't think this was Charlotte Flair's best match of the year by any stretch. I think she's had a lot better with the likes of Rhea Ripley, and the Nikki Ash stuff I thought was a bit better than this. But it was a solid first encounter, and I thought some of the moves were really cool. A lot of sort of misses, counters, and then Charlotte won with a natural selection on Bliss after distracting her with Lily. Yeah. I'm hoping though, as much as I'm about to sort of just criticise this weird bit at the end, I'm really hoping that this leads to a character change for Bliss. Maybe she realises she needs to become, the goddess. Yeah, the goddess sort of character again to regain some momentum. Ditch the spooky stuff, the weird emo kid, because I just don't think it's working as much as Lily dolls are selling. It's just not working for me. And this led to a really elongated sequence where she screams over this doll, that's been ripped apart by Charlotte Flair. And I sort of can't believe I'm saying these words. It went on for ages. I was like, is there going to be a twist here? Is Bray coming back? Is he about to appear behind her out with the carcass of the stuffed Lily doll? That didn't happen. And then I was like, what's that in her mouth? Because I could see like this little weird white thing. And it must have been some sort of capsule or something that was supposed to pop, whether it be a fake blood one or like the black liquid goo. Because she was dribbling at the end and I was like, what's that? What? What is going on? It was really strange, and then just fade to black. Oh god. But yeah, the match overall was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. But that's how you leave them, folks. Next up we got tied for match of the night for me was the United States triple threat between Damian Priest, I nearly said John Morrison then for some reason, I don't know why, Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. This was really fun. The crowd was so into Jeff Hardy. Like, so into Jeff Hardy. He was the one they wanted to win this match. And props to the crowd throughout. They were really good. They were really electric. It was a really good atmosphere for the show that I thought, with it being a B pay-per-view, might have been a little bit dead. But no, it was a really good atmosphere. There were some really sick moves in this. They worked really well as a triple threat match. For one of the best spots for me though. Well, I got two favourite spots in this match. It had like my favourite spots of the night. One of them was Sheamus is doing his beats on Damian Priest, and then just a shotgun dropkick by Jeff Hardy clocks Sheamus into the corner. That was sick. And then probably the spot of the night for me was Damian Priest had Jeff Hardy. He had him standing up, dazed, went for a springboard, I believe kick. I'm going to say it was a kick, some sort of kick. And Sheamus just pushes Jeff out the way and clocks him with the pump knee. It was insanely cool. And these three could probably just have battles forever at this point. Please don't do that. But I'm enjoying some of their stuff so much that I just want to see more. I'd like to see, Jeff sort of propel a bit more into the United States Championship scene, which seemingly he's going to. Damian Priest raised his hands at the end, and that was pretty nice. Maybe it should have been the other way around, but who cares? Next up, we got Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair in a really good match that, again, was sort of marred by the finish for me. They had really good exchanges. Favourite spot in the match from this was Bianca Belair powering up while Becky Lynch has got the disarmer on. That looked sick. That was so cool. And Bianca looked like a star in this match. She is probably one of the best sort of NXT call-ups that they've had in terms of booking her well. Maybe not by this finish, but yes, it was very close. Bianca had the upper hand. She was about to, take out Becky, but then who should run down but Sasha Banks, who clocks Bianca Belair, hits the double knees, hits a backstabber, looks like she's going to sort of form an alliance with Becky Lynch. Nope, double head takedown, stops wailing shots on her. It was a good angle. I kind of wish it was after the match. I kind of think this match needed a clean finish, but Sasha came back. I think they did it well. I think they managed to draw the heat onto Sasha, similar to how AEW did the time limit draw with Kenny and Danielson by having the Elite run down and take out Danielson. So I think they did it well. I just wanted a clean finish from this. It was such a good match that I wished they had a clean finish. And then we got the main event. We got Roman Reigns versus the Demon Finn Balor. Now, let's just get this out of the way. I am enjoying Roman Reigns as champion. I am not enjoying Roman Reigns and his matches as champion. I think they are so plodding for me that I just can't get invested in the opening. And if I can't get invested, if you can't grab me in those first sort of few minutes, then it's very difficult to get me back in. But yeah, I just thought it was so slow for the duration of this match just seemed really slow up until the last sort of 5 minutes, that I was like, I just can't be dealing with this. I can't be dealing with Roman matches. The John Cena one was the same. I think the best he's had is Cesaro. I think Cesaro's really got me on board in the triple threat at WrestleMania. But I think since Edge, I've not really been interested in Roman Reigns matches. I just think they've been so meandering and dull that, yeah, I am struggling to keep me interested. And this was an Extreme Rules match as well, and it still didn't manage to hold my attention that well. You know, sure, Finn having 4 kendo sticks taped together was cool. It was nice, and some of the table spots were nice. I like the Uranagi through the table onto Finn. But yeah, there's something about him that's just not clicking for me at all. And that, excuse me, when the finish came, in which Finn Balor was doing his sort of imitation of Benedict Cumberbatch or Johnny Lee Miller doing Frankenstein, that's a deep cut reference. He sort of powered up, hit some really cool moves. I like the shotgun dropkick through the table, that was sick. But then he goes up for the coup de grace, and the turnbuckle just implodes on itself. It just snaps. Finn falls down. He's selling his knee. Spear. 1, 2, 3. It really took the air out of what was an enjoyable show, because at the end of the day, it is how you leave them, folks, and I've repeated that throughout the video. But yeah, beating the demon like that is really dumb. This only needed one thing. One thing, and this would have made make sense. Have a shot of Paul Heyman unscrewing the top rope or something, cutting it with bolt cutters. That's all you needed to make this work, and it would have been a lot more palatable than what we got, because Paul Heyman was there. He hadn't been taken out by Finn or anything. He was there at ringside. Maybe they'll address that on SmackDown, but yeah, this ending was so bad that it really took the life out of the show for me, and it's up there with Fiend Rollins Hell in a Cell 2019. That was bad. They were both quite bad. But overall, this is I would say 3.5 star show for me. But one of the biggest issues I think with this show, with Extreme Rules, is that there was only one Extreme Rules match on the card, and at that point, just change the show. Don't market something as being Extreme Rules if you're only going to deliver on one thing, because I don't think it's a clever way to market things. Call this Armageddon, call this Judgment Day, call it, I don't know, any other pay-per-view. Great Balls of Fire. If this was Great Balls of Fire, perfect. But if I'm given Extreme Rules with the precedent that they have set in the past, I'm wanting Extreme Rules matches. I'm wanting matches with stipulations. But this was not Extreme Rules, and I felt it was disappointing in that regard. I was half expecting Teddy Long to come out during the Usos and Street Profits match to announce it was a ladder match or something. Because I was like, there's no way they're just having one Extreme Rules match on this card. And they did. And then this is sort of it's just a big debate in general, isn't it? Which one? You know, do you want them to make the events feel special, as in the Extreme Rules matches, or do you want them to live up to the name of the show by having stipulation matches? It's a very difficult line to walk, and I think they've gone too far at the other end of the spectrum, if you get me. That is one of the reasons that overall I thought this was a 3.5 out of 5 show. Let me know your thoughts on, I nearly said Hell in a Cell. What is going on? What is going on today? Let me know your thoughts on Extreme Rules down in the comments below, and I will try and reply to every single one of you. Thank you all ever so much for your support, and have a nice day.